There's little Kev. So welcome everybody to another episode of the Old School Cannabis Project with myself, BlueSkiesVienna, and Smokeless Rich. Today we're joined by Skunkymunky from Instagram, who recently, 2 days ago, I believe, at the time of recording, attended the Grow Up conference in Alberta, where he took along some of his beautiful flowers, some of his cherry cola skunk haze, his pineapple piss, and what else, Chris?
There was a third pheno there. It was more of like a hash plant, I guess you'd call it. I think it smelled like rubber tennis balls, but
Okay, and welcome and thank you to the thanks for joining us, Chris, and thanks for what you did. So Chris took those, sorry buddy, Chris took those flowers along to the conference, and he had the opportunity to meet my good friend and chief supporter, Kevin Jodrey. And he was able to give him some flowers and capture the meeting on camera and some of Kevin's reaction. And that's what we're going to take a look at today, fam. Enjoy.
should I do? I'm going to go up to him. Hold on.
Here he goes.
I was nervous as fuck.
There's little Kev. Biggest lying cunt on the earth, fucking live on the show, fam. He doesn't have his white stick.
This is too good, man.
With skunk blindness. So there's Kev spilling knowledge, telling everybody about the wonderful skunk that I've brought back to the community. Can't believe the terpenes he's found, especially the sesquiterpenes. Fucking higher waistband than Simon Cowell, isn't it? He's telling about all the cases he caught when he was in the womb. How many times do you reckon he said sesquiterpenes to him?
Oh shit, that's hysterical. Wait, did you check it out? I'm gonna check it out. Like almost like it reminds me of like the pump work that is being done by Ricketts and Cicada. And so that's it's like, you know, dangerous ash plant style. That's what it was. It was a long, big leaf plant. Yeah, long petioles, big vines, like the hash plant. Yeah, it has that basement funk. But his basement funk, right? Basement funk is like it almost like a decomposition prior to mortification, but it's not unpleasant as a mouth. It gives you like a thickness in the back, and it gives you kind of like a impulsive high. Oh, that's nice.
So how does he know about the high? Just wondering.
That's a great question.
Kevin, listen, guys. Kevin is like an ascended master. All he has to do is look at a flower and he knows the high. He doesn't have to smoke it.
Oh, okay. My bad, Blue. My bad, Blue.
We're just mere mortals.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Let me hang on. Look at that shit.
Kev's receiving some real cannabis.
For the first time. There you go. He copped to the plea, bro. He copped to the plea.
Did you hear all that?
Yeah, so we heard Chris say,
Did you hear that?
that's from Blue Skies Vienna. And Jodrey said, that's hysterical. Not quite sure what he found hysterical, but so what did he tell us more, Chris? Skunkymunky, what did he have to say in terms of his descriptions of what he was given?
The first pheno, at least.
Well, he was going off about how I had some kind of a fucking basement funk of some decomposition of something like a rotten meat of decomp or something. I don't know what the fuck he was talking about. And then he said
sounds a lot like roadkill.
Yeah, it does. And he's talking about how it has some kind of a fucking repulsing high and some kind of taste, leaves some kind of taste in your mouth.
He knew a lot about that bud.
Right.
And
he said it was also found, he reminded him of the puck work being done. That's like a Lebanese hash plant kind of shit, is it not?
Yeah, I have no clue.
I've heard of the puck, yeah. Isn't that, yeah, I've heard of the puck. It's like a hash plant, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So that was the first bud. What did he think of the cherry cola? What did he say about that?
He liked that one too. He was passing that one around as well. We'll get into that too. He's yeah, he liked that one. He liked that one too. He put it in a bag, and same with the pineapple piss. He liked as well. He liked all three.
Yeah, I heard him saying something about sour. It was sour smell, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
What did he say exactly? I heard him trying to give some description of it. What was he saying about it?
He was just saying only good.
This is Chris going back to give him some more flour, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the other two.
I want to bring him the other two phenos there. Everybody really likes that cherry cola one, by the way.
A little bit of like it started to sour.
I gave him that flower there as well. That was the pineapple piss I gave him. He was talking about it. He said it smelled like it was like pineapple out of a can that started to go sour. Like, where the fuck does he come up with all these fucking fucking things, man? And this is where I'm being told I should be entering his stuff into a cup.
Cool.
You like it. You like it. Fucking late. Get a hell of a good vibe.
Yeah. Pause right here, Rich.
Yep.
Right there when he's talking about how it's good vibes and good music and that. He's telling me to enter blue stuff into a cup right there, into the Unicorn Cup in BC.
Will you be able to do that?
Yeah, I could.
When is it, bro?
I don't know. I'd have to go through all my pamphlets and find the card that he gave me. I kept everything from there, but I have the card. I'm not too sure what day it is. It's sometime this summer anyway.
Okay. So it's my bad. Earlier, I thought you'd already told him it was from me, but it's coming up now, isn't it?
He's doing great. Got the new kid.
I wish I could hear this cunt. Normally I wish I couldn't hear him, but I wish I could hear him right now.
Yeah, I'm gonna turn the. I'll edit the volume and pull the most we can.
Well, Chris, give a.
So it kind of just ends it right around here. There's not much else content left, but yeah, there.
Oh, so you did. I didn't catch it my end. So you did that earlier part. That was where Chris said, "This is from Blue Skies." Yeah.
Yeah. In the beginning, that happens in the beginning. That's hysterical, but
yeah. So you said you gave it to Chris. You said that's some BlueSkiesVienna, and he said that's hysterical. Yeah.
Yeah.
Did he say anything else?
No, that's when we started talking about the flower and stuff like that. We went into, I don't know, how it was like a hash plant, shit like that, and how it was yeah.
Well, there we go. Kevin's can no longer say he doesn't know anything about me or my genetics. He's actually been, well, we know he's got them anyway. But and just so people are aware, this is something maybe I should have mentioned before. Some people who haven't been following too long go, "Oh, why are you always picking on Kevin?" And fucking, all this shit. And I'm like, the reason I bring up Jodrey a lot is because of this. If you're not aware, this goes back to 2018, after I'd come out of hospital from recovery. Well, not recovered basically, but I was out of hospital at that point, recovering from 75% third-degree burns, which nearly cost me my life. I was given 2 hours to live, got a 6-week coma, more or less a year in hospital, millions of operations and learning to walk again, all this kind of stuff that was incurred in a forest fire where I was working with the skunk that I brought back. So when I came out of hospital, some piece of shit called Farmer Joe 420, who's on Instagram, he was part of a private forum that me and many others were on, including Bodie, Inspector, and a lot of other people. And Joe did a bit of a fundraiser for me, some auction, and raised $11,000, kept close to 6 for himself, pretending that PayPal shut the account and all this stuff. Then whilst I'm in like, I suppose you could call it a vulnerable state. Well, even this was going on whilst I was in hospital, in my hospital bed on the phone. He's texting me going, "You should give me some leads, don't give it to anybody else on the forum. They're only going to fuck you, this, that, and the other." And because the guy had raised this money for me and stuff, and I was, still drugged up on plenty of fucking painkillers and stuff in hospital, I actually gave the guy some seeds, sent him some seeds. And my phone's got a moment, but I can't take it. So anyway, I give him the seeds. He immediately, as soon as he puts them in paper towels, makes a post on the fucking forum that he's going to rip me off, F to them, give them to Jodrey and Matt Riot and all the people I think are fucking idiots. And he fails to actually germinate them. He shows his hand way too soon, shows that he's a piece of fucking shit, and but then fails to germinate them, starts crying, "I must have microwaved them." But however it occurred, he didn't get any germination. And I then contacted, long story short, Jodrey to say, if some fucking scumbag called Farmer Joe hits you up with some skunk or whatever, these genetics came from me. Then I'm in touch with Jodrey by email, telling him the story of, what's happened to me and how I've got these genetics from Oldtimer 1. He's going, "Oh, this is the most amazing story I've heard. I don't know anybody with the lineage and the history that can trace to Oldtimer 1 like yours. And, it's going to help me out, blah, 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 buy some seeds, this, that, and the other, help me get on my feet, so I've lost everything." Then you just get radio silence from little Kev, and fucking From that point on, he doesn't answer messages, pretends I don't exist, pretends he's never heard of me. Then when people bring more attention to me, he says I don't have skunk or this shit. He's just being an absolute cunt. So instead of being the guy he portrays himself to be on the internet, which is somebody who is about the community, is about spreading knowledge, is about fucking putting out the medical genetics for people who need them. He's the guy to go to if there's any great discoveries. He's gonna, you know, that fucking persona. He's a fraud, he's a liar, he's a scumbag. And until he fucking proves otherwise in his actions now, 4 years later, when I've proven every fucking day since that I do have skunk and all the other things that I've got, you know, until the guy actually does something positive, does something decent and supports me instead of being doing the very opposite of being supportive, doing everything he can to defame, suppress, and, you know, everything he's done, and I'm going to continue saying he's an absolute fucking cunt. So, well, let's just stop my phone. But anyway, yeah, Kevin is still a cunt. Flowers and said it's all nice and whatever. Until you start fucking apologizing, until you fucking start doing positive work for the community and promoting these skunk genetics, and not just these skunk genetics. You know full well everything I have comes from Oldtimer 1. I've pretty much encapsulated all of Oldtimer 1's gene pool. I've got all the skunks, hazes, and heirlooms that he ever had. They piss over everything in your fucking library, and that's how it is. So in the future, I could possibly forgive and forget, but it'd have to be some serious fucking change of behavior on his part. And I don't give a fuck whether he does or not, because I'll continue doing what I've done. But thanks to you, Skunky, you've shown that he likes the work. He can no longer fucking pretend I don't exist. And yeah, we've all seen it for ourselves. So good on you, bro.
We saw his reaction.
Joe Pietri's younger boyfriend always said he was going to do this. He never did it. You did it. You were the first one. So good on you, man. Real skunk fan.
Bro. Yeah, I'm a man of my word, man. Like I said, I do what I say, and it's just the way I've lived my life, man. So fuck, I told you I'd do something, I did it, bro. And that was for you.
You absolutely did. We even made a video previously on the podcast talking about you doing this very thing, and you went and did it. So full credit to you, man.
Thank you, bro. And that was for you. You deserve that, man. Because, like you said, this should be spread around with everybody that needs them medical wise. And even fuck, you want to get recreational high, then fucking by all means, go right ahead and get that high. But it's great in both parts, man, you know, and it needs to be spread.
Yep, exactly. So that is the aim of the podcast. It's the aim of what I do, to try and spread these genetics to the people who need them, make them as widely available as possible before people like Jodrey, who's you know, the Phenos affiliate that he was. He brought Phenos to the community before Jodrey's involved in DNA sequencing and everything, and probably working for Monsanto and other such entities. That's why I do what I do.
It needs to be done.
I guess we should call it a day on this little episode. Thanks, Chris. Thanks, everybody, for listening. And you're always welcome back on anytime, bro.
No problem, man. Thank you for having me.
Thank you.